This is tough. This is really tough. Oh, here's an Aeon. Here's an Aeon. Here's a Storm King. What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we're going to take a look at a game from a recent Twitch live stream. I'm going to start to upload some more of my favorite Twitch games onto this YouTube channel, and if you want to come watch me play live, you can also find me at twitch.tv/NoLucksGiven, link below. Enjoy the game. All right, Krampus it is, and we find our first shop has no evil units, so let's take a free roll, see if we can find a Kitty Cutpurse or a Black Cat. Kitty Cutpurse is what you are really looking for when you start on Krampus. Just being able to grab a 2/2 kitty in that opening shop is really good. Cool, cool, cool. And we get Minotaur. I'll go for Genie's Wish. Nice. Nice. Oh. Yeah, you just go Minotaur, you buy chicken, and then you lock the other chicken. That's kind of an interesting puzzle there. But I guess it's not really much of a puzzle. A one-cost chicken with nothing else in the shop is just a clear lock. And we're pretty strong right now, too. We're going to continue to just have a ton of gold. We didn't get a Kitty Cutpurse, but we just kind of lucked into a ton of free gold right there. So that's pretty sweet. Ooh, Muerte gets to make an additional 1/4. But the Krampus buff is going to allow us to take it. So that's nice. And then, wow, double Wizard's Familiar with a Genie's Wish is really cool. So I guess I go Cindy, Golden Chicken, buy both these Wizard's Familiars, and then rip a Genie's Wish. It could give us a Shrink spell with nothing in the shop, but it could also just give us a Magic Research. That's a pretty sweet turn. I wasn't planning on playing as many neutral units, but a pair of 3/3s, I mean, you can see that's just as big as our Black Cat is, and half of a treasure off Cindy. Not going to scoff at that. I was just planning on holding the chicken gold until we hit 3, because there's a lot of really good evil 3-drop minions, but this seems like a pretty clear case to casting those spells. We are going to lose here against Morgan Le Fay. So good for Morgan. We lose our Magic Research, a little bit awkward, but definitely feeling strong right now. We can cast Potion of Heroism on Ogre Princess. Don't hate that. Then I'm just rolling, potentially finding a free spell. Okay. Can sell Black Cat to roll Earthquake, which pumps our team. And then we could even skip the treasure to grab Labyrinth Minotaur. Or we can keep the treasure if it's evil related. The awkward thing is that the only thing we have here to get rid of is Black Cat. So I could lock for Labyrinth Minotaur plus Earthquake. Or we could just let this roll past. I'm really incentivized to try to grab some tier 3 treasures, because now we've got the beginnings of a hat ball, and we've got something that incentivizes us to play evil units, so we could look for Sark as well. Does seem like we'll lose this one. Yeah, there was a small chance we got a Slay there, but at least we walk away with not too much damage done to ourselves. I do think I'm going to cast this Shard of the Ice Queen on Ogre Princess. I think that I'm already over her, and that gives us an evil unit to start to go to work on. Crown of Atlas, not particularly useful. None of these really particularly useful. Noble Steed's interesting. Obviously, we've got white plus a dwarf. I think I'm just going to skip. I'm going to skip and try to triple some 3s, because Spellweaver is pretty good on this hero. Spellweaver starting with an additional +1/+1 is pretty good stats. Now I think I will lock a Queen of Hearts. after purchasing the other one. It's kind of playing like a Peter Pan game here, picking up evil 3-cost units to try to grab a hat or / and a ball. And using Krampus's hero power to have a little bit of extra oomph to pad us while we get there. Though this opponent is looking quite strong. It's really just going to come down to how good can Queen of Hearts be for us. I guess we got some ranged units too. Once we take out that support, actually, my opponent has nothing. So, fair enough. That is a win against King Midas. Sorry, Erdrick. Let's take the Queen. Long live the Queen. +1/+1 to 2 of our units is probably worth 1 gold. And then roll and triple the Wizard's Familiar. I don't want to have to worry about runestones, but I do think I kind of like the spinning wheel. There's 2 real options here. We skip and cast +3/+3 on Labyrinth Minotaur, which does give us some reasonable stats across the board, or I take a spinning wheel, which could really help us find those tier 3 treasures moving forward. I feel like we're set up quite well for Hatball, so let's go ahead and do this. We're forcing Hatball. I think we can make it happen. Want to keep an eye out for Falling Stars on Darkwood Creeper. That's obviously quite good. Baby Dragon. Pretty decent for my opponent there. Nice. Minotaur able to do some nice work. And we're going to win with the Queen of Hearts. Pretty good stuff. Get to keep a pretty nice 32 health. I do like that. Not going to go for Shard of the Ice Queen, though, here. Vampire's interesting, but I think we've got Creeper, Queen of Hearts, and Spellweaver. That should be enough. Don't think I need another Wizard's Familiar either. Oh, Mummy is something that we certainly want, though. All right, let's take Mummy. And then let's cast a free spell. That's a pretty good spell to hit there in the final hour. Alrighty. Time to put it to the test. Do we have what it takes to win against the current lobby leader? I think that we do. I think that we're decently strong right now with this double Queen of Hearts, plus a ranged unit, plus a 15/15. All seems good to me. Yeah, my opponent has a pair of friendly spirits, but not too much other than that. Does look like we are going to be able to take this one, and against the lobby leader, that is feeling pretty good. They do have some ranged units, so we do have to be a little bit fearful of that. Actually, these ranged units are huge. We need them to kill our Spellweaver? No, okay, we do actually lose here. That is unfortunate. I wonder what the chances were on that one, because it did feel like we were decently strong. Yeah, 65% chance to win. That seems right to me. Let's just roll for some more 3s. Could buy XP. I don't know. I feel like I'm into this Hatball strategy. I don't really think much else looks as appealing on Krampus right now. Maybe this can turn into a queen? No. Alright, we grab another mummy. Monster Book is obviously interesting. Then we could also go for a Kidnap. And against Pup, that's kind of an interesting proposition. Also just to pump the rest of the team. I'm going to decline. I'm going to decline the Kidnap. Could also go for Monster Book. I don't hate that either. But that's not really what I want to be doing with my gold. And we've got one more turn on 4.2 to really try to nail down this crystal ball. And I think if we can do so, we can get some decent value out of that. It doesn't look like this pup is too strong either, other than their happy little tree, which we are happy to be able to take out right there. So we are going to beat Pup, and everybody's got locked chests this game. All right, let's see if we can't find some triples this turn. Queen of Hearts looking for ball, then hat. I'll take hat, then ball, though. That's totally fine if that's the order they want to give them to us. Need more Spellweavers still, too. All right, let's take the mummy, grab the ball. Nice. Okay, we do have Sark here, but we're obviously not turning down Crystal Ball at this point, and now we can afford to spend some gold on some other things. Vulture looks good, as does Sheep and Wolves. Though I think I'd rather spend my gold on spells now that we got a hat ball rolling. Don't hate the Polywoggle either. Spinning gold. I'm going to roll one more time, though. I'm going to roll a few more times. Try to get some spells going. Okay, well, I found a spell, but have nothing to cast it on because I've got no good units. Let's just roll one more time and end with a fireball. Fair enough. Nothing too crazy, but next turn we'll really lay into this hat ball. Hopefully find some more Spellweavers eventually, too. I think we're pretty incredibly strong right now, so I'm not super worried regardless. But would obviously like to start doing some hat ball things. A huge fireball there, taking out my opponent's Queen of Hearts. They're going to Earthquake back, which is just going to grow my units even more. And then eventually the mummy happens, and we take my opponent out. Well, hit them for 12. Don't kill them. So looking for Aeons plus spells here, plus potentially Sporkos and Spellweavers. I'll grab that Spellweaver and then go back to rolling. Spells on Mummy is great. Could go for Nigh and Sea Terror, but I don't want to spend 5 on that when we've got some other really good units to cast spells on. This is a good unit and a tree, though we already have a tree. It's also a prince. All right, I'll take it. Well, that is really tempting, too. To just gain some health. There's also a Sporko in this one, so I might be somewhat inclined to lock this shop. What am I the ending, though? Guess I'm just the ending this creeper. And then hopefully casting this spell. No. Well, if I sell the Black Cat, yeah, that seems worth it. Sell the Black Cat, and now I'm level 6 now. That seems worth it. Just gain 2 XP this turn. Playing a unit down, but I feel like we are still pretty strong. What is up, Disco? How you doing? Oi, oi. Feel like we're strong enough to buy some XP. Dragon is going to make us significantly less strong, and Tweedle is obviously quite the unit right now, but Mummy, I think, can still do some nice work trading with Lucky and one other unit it gets to trade with. And now we just have to deal with my opponent's Tweedle. Unfortunately, we lost too many evil units that our Queen of Hearts wasn't good. But now we're level 6. We can find Storm Kings. We can also just, like, go into trees if we want to? Question mark. That's kind of weird. Let's get rid of the queen. Ooh, we get to greed ball. We get to greed ball against the ghost. That's sweet. Okay. I think Storm Kings and Aeons are the main things that we're looking for since we are so ahead of the rest of the lobby. Do want to consider picking up more Wizards Familiars potentially, but nah, I think we're going to replace them. Like, they're not going to be able to grow enough quick enough. Maybe that's wrong, though. I mean, if you look here, we're clearly not growing it. All right, full greed ball mode. I was going to think about that good boy, but the fact that we got some extra stats out of this, let's just look for some Storm Kings and keep casting spells. Top time on Storybook Brawl. Hopefully the new patch brings some good fortune to you if you were not enjoying the previous one. A ton of extra gold here on the greed ball. I love greed balling. It's so silly, but so effective. And a little bit more gold. Nice. Nice. So we've got like 40 gold this turn. Okay, not quite that much, but still a ton of gold. Oh, I forgot we put all of those stats onto what was actually a Queen of Hearts. That's funny. I guess let's get some... Let's try to grab a tier 4 treasure eventually, too. Feel a little silly now for not picking up the other Wizards Familiar, but let's start with this. Okay, treasure map now gives us a definite something to play towards. Either the Nutcracker or we pick up any 9 Sea Terrors. I think I'm going to go for 9 Sea Terrors. Oh, we could also turn Lancelot on. Yeah, that's going to be the easiest way to do it with spells. We just cast a bunch of spells onto Lance and try to activate him that way. Okay, we get an upgraded level 6 character. We get the Queen's Grace Lance. We get the Queen's Grace Lance, and all of a sudden we've got a level 7 treasure. That is looking sweet. We also have a Lordy. That's not looking as sweet, but the rest of this is pretty cool. I want to get this Wretched Mummy in there first. Do I want to Gigantify? No, let's just roll and try to use our gold on a Genie's Wish here. We are still lacking a little bit of units. But we're doing some sweet things here. We're grabbing a tier 7 treasure, and maybe that will be sweet for us. Almost have a tier 4 treasure as well, but if we can get a Black Prism, whoo, baby, we cooking. Black Prism, and we're cooking. Oh, it's just got to be Black Prism here, right? Drat! No Black Prism. That is a little bit annoying, but we do get to take Holy Grail, I think. Or we could take Round Table. Just take Holy Grail. I'll figure out what to do with it next turn. Yeah, I think I do want 9 Sea Terrors with the fact that we're going Holy Grail. And I actually hope that we don't activate the Nutcracker because I don't want to deal with that next turn. So maybe I just don't play the Nutcracker. Now, Holy Grail Hat Ball. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if that's even something that I've done before. It seems like a little bit of a headache even. But I'm going to try my best. First time for everything. I don't think I've ever Hack Grail Holy Balled before. And for good reason. You kind of don't need a Holy Grail typically when you're hat balling, but I only have 2 good units on this board. Well, now 3 that have picked up the Storm King. Maybe the Lancelot will be okay. Start TLKing this Lordy too. Maybe turn that into something good. And then, of course, I want to pick up all of the Storm Kings. I want to roll as much as possible and get some more Storm Kings in. And hopefully this combat against Jerry can hurry up and finish so that we can go a-castin'. Okay. Looks like it's going to be over relatively soon, with our Storm King able to clean up against these ranged units. We actually tie, which is totally fine. We've got a Holy Grail. This is tough. This is really tough. Oh, here's an Aeon. Here's an Aeon. Here's a Storm King. I want that, but not now. Okay, I want this. We're going to take a new tier 5 treasure. We're going to grab Staff of the Old Toad. We are going to make another Herc. We're going to make another Herc. That's going to combine the Hercs. We lose their treasures. We get to skip this treasure. Oh, gosh. Okay, we flip the Herc. It's another freaking guy. We put some stats on the Aeons. We need to grab another Storm King soon. This is so much. Let's put the Wizard's Familiar back in. Let's grab a pair of Good Boys, because how could you not? Let's put in the Good Boys. Let's triple the Aeon. Let's skip the treasure real quick. Put in the Good Boy just to put in something, even though I think the Good Boys are only... Oh, we actually have 2 Good Boys in right now. Okay, this is very silly, but we got the Slay on the Aeon. My opponent has Mimic Pandora's Box, so I would not mind killing them. We've got 3 Storm Kings. Hopefully that is enough to get past a Pumpkin Scam. They've got 2 Rotten Applewoods, but nothing else. So that takes care of one of our units, and then another one of our units gets to die to the Applewood. Actually, it doesn't, but we don't kill them either. Wow. Okay, so they're going to have a Mimic box. That's scary. We've got a Good Boy, though. Maybe this can do something good. We can take another shot at Black Prism. So that's kind of interesting. This game is a little bit crazy. Let's definitely cast Feed the Kraken before the Black Prism shows up. Then let's grab a Storm King. We can potentially drop Hat for 9th Book of Merlin. We don't find it. I do think I'm going to Phoenix Feather. I think that works out pretty nicely with the Storm Kings. And then I guess I'm going to drop Merlin's Hat. Feels a little bit awkward, but I think we can get away with this. And then I'm going to Lightning Bolt. And I'm going to be locking the other Storm King. I don't know how long we're going to keep the Good Boy in. But at the very least, right now, the Good Boy pumps our whole backline. This is a silly game. Good Boy, Krampus. Definitely on the sillier side of things. Hopefully Aeon can do some nice stuff for us and continue to make our spells cheaper. Aeon's actually going to miss the Slay unless it hits a 1 in 4. But we get their Romeo, so that's sweet. All right, Aeon fails to Slay, so that's not as sweet, but Phoenix Feather Storm King is going to be enough to win the game. Unfortunately, we're just not hatballing this turn, but maybe we're prism balling, and that is enough. Oh, they had another Romeo. Okay, well, doesn't matter. We still kill that, hit them for half their life points, and stay at 22 ourselves. We get a Fairy Queen's Wand. Definitely not super exciting. Baba Yaga now is a really hype unit. We find more Good Boys. I just don't think we're doing Good Boy stuff. This is a silly one. We're also up against the Ghost, but failing to find any spells is not the best thing for us. Playing up against the Ghost is nice because it might just mean that we have some additional time. I'm going to keep this Mix-a-Whizzle, or lock the Mix-a-Whizzle, rather. Because we could start next turn by Mix-a-Whizzling the good boy and potentially getting, well, I guess I actually want to Mix-a-Whizzle the Lance, and I want to cast Shard of the Ice Queen on good boy if we find it. But it's worth Mix-a-Whizzling, I believe. I want to get the Mummy dying earlier in general so that it can kind of wreak some havoc. We miss on the Aeon yet again, so that one's a little bit annoying. And we don't get the Storm King scammed. That is huge. Well, we're up against a Ghost, so I guess I'm not really sweating it right now. But it is still good to win, obviously. Let's throw this on Lance. Okay. It's fine. Let's try to slay with Aeon. Just going for this. Yeah, probably take another Aeon. Could even take another Spellweaver, but I think I want to use my coin on this turn. Alright, let's get rid of Krampus. We can go to Gwen, which allows us to upgrade another Storm King, or we can go to Zelhua, but Gwen seems good enough. Am I locking Magic Research? I think so. I think I'm playing Wretched Mummy over second Aeon, unfortunately. And this all seems reasonable. Big rewards if we win this one. We get a free additional dust from winning this one from the Fairy Queen's Wand. It's also just an interesting game, I think, because it had a little bit of a Holy Grail in there. I don't think the Holy Grail was that good for us. It found the Aeon, which gave me the comfortability to drop the hat, though the Aeon has not done too much of anything just yet. We'll see. Maybe it can, though. Aeon does get to slay if it gets to connect, and it does. So that's nice. We're going to have cheaper spells this turn. We just have to battle through Pumpkin. And my opponent is playing Mimic Fairy's Wand. Oh, there's a bunch of dust on the line. There is a bunch of dust on the line for this game. 300 bonus dust? Oof. Sorry, Disco. Yeah, that's never great. Huge amounts of dust, though. That is great. Fairy Queen's Wand. I think we win this one because we still have Phoenix Feather, right? They are able to steal one of our Storm Kings, but it's way too tiny for them. Let's get some dust. I'm just debating if I want this Sporko or not. I think I do. Wow, another one? Sure. I guess I sell Lancelot and just try to find a spell that costs... Maybe I just play Blessing of Athena. Yeah, this is the last battle of the game. I'll just play Blessing of Athena. That is fine. And then I'll put Sporko on this second Aeon to try to get that to slay as well. Just in case we lose, and I'll lock Gigantify. I feel pretty good, because as long as we don't lose this battle fully, we at least even get to play another one after this, too. I forgot that we're not going to slay against this opponent. Never mind, we are. And now we just have to get through a pair of Romeos, which I feel pretty good about. Storm King is going to come back as a 300 and eat up the Questing Prince, and then eat a Romeo and a Juliet, and that should be enough. Erdrick's given us the signs. GG's. Spellweaver gets to take us home. So there we go. Really weird game, but 400 dust, which is probably a record for me. I'm not sure. That's a lot of dust.